we'll be launching the episode of DIRT where we went to
Yeah. Welcome back to another edition of Ask Huckberry, our second of 2025.
Yep.
We're coming out strong.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. I got another question for you.
What has that been?
What's your favorite YouTube show? Just out of curiosity.
Long list, but I think top of the list might have to be a show called DIRT.
Huckberry's own.
Yeah.
DIRT.
Yeah. Go figure.
Once again, Nick, it's like you read my mind. We just walk on the same wavelengths. Today, we have another special guest. We have got Huckberry's own host of DIRT, Josh Rosen. He's not here.
There he
Oh,
is.
shit, there he is. What timing.
Man.
You're real.
gifted.
Josh,
Yes,
welcome.
man. Thanks.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me down.
We're excited you're here. Spend a little time with us between adventures.
Yeah.
But excited to have you in here and talk a little bit about behind the scenes
Okay.
DIRT. We get a lot of great questions every episode. People obviously love the content, love the story, they love you.
It's nice to hear.
They want to get to know you a little bit more. They want to know the history of our friendship and some of your favorite things on the road. Without further ado, because we got a lot to hit, let's jump right in. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first question, we're going to tee it all up. This is a question that we get asked the most, I get asked the most. I'm sure you get asked the origin of Josh and Huckberry. Let's take it back to our first dance.
So I used to live in New York City, and I owned a company called Saturdays, which made clothing. At some point, I was contacted by Kate West. When she reached out to me, she was working on a nonprofit for bringing inner city kids snowboarding and surfing, which was really cool, called Stoked Mentoring. And she used our space Saturdays in Soho for events. Fast forward many years later, I'm living in Seattle. I get a call from Kate saying, I work for this company Huckberry, which I knew of. Would you be interested in working on a project? And so she came out. We filmed 72 hours with me hanging out in the Northwest. We had an incredible time. And Kate and I at some point started discussing this idea that both she and I were kind of in the same place in terms of interests, culture, and food and adventure. Speaking to Kate, there was this like real understanding of like what I was talking about. And she had these great ideas. And I was like, all right, let's, maybe something we could pitch to you guys at Huckberry. And from there, it just kind of went. And here we are, 3 years later.
The adventures continue.
Continuing along.
How do you and the team figure out the characters for each DIRT location?
That lies mostly with Kate. She definitely leads the way.
We talk a lot about Kate, and it's one of her superpowers is finding those stories and connecting with people. The show features so many different personalities, so many different storylines, but it's starting with that one chef, right? And Kate does such a good job of thinking about who that chef should be. Sure. This person knows this place, knows this culture, has this community. Now let's connect the dots from that person.
And anyone can do that, which is one of the great pieces of this, and hopefully people experience that, is like go to any place that's new to you and you go to a restaurant, you can talk to maybe not the chef, but the people who are integrated in that world and be like, where does this come from? It's like, it's an opportunity for anybody to explore what's on their plate deeper, which is cool.
Question that came up a few different ways, but is a resounding question. And it's similar to like, what's your favorite kid? Hard question to answer.
I just got one, so that's easy.
What episode did you have the most fun filming?
Fun-wise? I mean, I am a snowboarder. So going to Japan and getting to snowboard in the context of also digging up cabbages with the cutest old folks that just the sweetest human beings you ever, and the tofu guy with like forearms of a Olympic gymnast. Just these wonderful memories. But that was really fun.
Yeah.
Such a big shot.
But they're all pretty dang fun.
It's a lot of work. I mean, you guys put in hours, and
what you don't see is, and it's hard to put it into context, but I mean, you think about a place like Ireland, just to give you an idea. If you look at it on a map, it's not a huge place, but from spot to spot, 5-6 hour drives, and we were doing that 1 and 2 times a day and seeing 2 and 3 characters, which each take about 4 or 5 hours. When you do the math, it doesn't really add up, but it does. And then you take time zones and stuff, but it puts into context what anybody is doing when they're making a TV show or a movie or anything like. I mean, it is an insane amount of work. One of the great things about the show that I've really enjoyed is how the music has played a part. Shout out Chances with Wolves.
We got something. We're not going to give it away here.
Kennan and
something
Craig.
very cool coming up with.
It's going to make me emotional. I was talking with him the other day, and they are crate diggers on the craziest level. One of my favorite things is that they will oftentimes focus in on a period of time of popular music and then get music from other countries that was their kind of their interpretation of that popular music at that time. Whew. Good stuff.
Geniuses. Yeah. And they are, just to be very clear, Chances with Wolves custom scores every one of the Dirt episodes, which is a very special piece to it all.
Just incredible historians and endlessly good music.
Shout out to whoever asked this question. What is your dream dirt destination that you have not been to yet?
I would really like to go to the Middle East. I think there's just so many interesting places in the Middle East to adventure. There's just so much history. And so the Middle East is really exciting. And I hope that we live in a world where it's more accessible and we can go there soon.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
That'd be a good episode.
What would your dream destination be for you?
I've always wanted to go like south of Italy, and then also kind of inspired by a Huckberry that recently went here. I've been following his Instagram stories, recently went to Egypt, and I am just absolutely fascinated with the history and the culture and the pyramids, and I think that would be such a impactful thing to experience. Ben, how about you?
My dream dirt is happening. That's all I'm going to say.
Looking forward to your dream dirt.
But a place that I haven't been that I would love to go and also think would be a great dirt. Patagonia. I've never been to Patagonia.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
That's
I
a
think go to the southern tip of South America.
Yeah.
And then also Norway. Like Arctic Circle, Norway.
Yeah.
Just, you can imagine like the surf, the backdrop.
No, there's a lot of really interesting things happening up there. Those isolated, cold, dark places oftentimes foster some really interesting culinary delights
Absolutely.
and wild experiences. So
Good question. There may be some of those on the horizon. All right, another question. It doesn't have to be the favorite, but what has been one of the more memorable meals from any of these episodes in the 3 seasons that we've done thus far?
Well, when we were in Hokkaido again, or in and around the Hokkaido area, we went to Ryokan. It is traditionally like a place you stay and you eat there, and then there's also the one that we were in had an onsen, but I think that is also part of the experience. In every way traditional Japanese, so you sleep on tatami mats and everything slides and is architecturally beautiful, and we sat down to a meal like nothing I've ever seen before. This was almost exclusively seafood, and it was almost exclusively alive, so it was moving. Wow. So the whole table was sort of alive and moving. You got to kind of choose your own adventure. They left you to it, which was also quite interesting. And I guess if you're Japanese, you probably have an understanding of how you're supposed to do everything. We did not. It was a little bit loosey-goosey, and we were a little bit late. And the funny piece is that the snails had left the table and were headed for wherever they were. Maybe they had an innate sense of where they should go, but that was how we entered in. Like, things were starting to leave as we sat down. Aesthetically and taste-wise, it was the most memorable, for sure.
What is your most important travel item and article of clothing to have on your trips?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm a hankiesman. I noticed that you are also a hankiesman.
Yeah.
Growing up, my dad always had a hanky, and I can remember the smell, which is funny, but because it's just like a wet thing that sits in a pocket. Like
I do as well.
Yeah. A handkerchief.
Yeah. Sorry, that was maybe what we called it.
Language hanky speaking.
There is something about handkerchief that really reflects a place. This is what I just found recently on a DIRT adventure, which I can't say exactly where it was, but a place full of beautiful textiles, but it reflects the culture. And so I love a hanky for that. And also you can, clean stuff up and blow your nose. And if you have a child, I don't know how you live without a hanky.
My dad always had one in his back pocket. And somebody asked me literally yesterday, do you ever use that thing? I'm like, every damn day. Yep.
Yeah.
What's your travel philosophy? You pack as minimal as possible, one bag, bag?
I'm night before or morning of, if I'm feeling frisky, which is most times. I feel like when I'm under a slight bit of stress, I pack well. I feel like I don't need a lot. What do you need? A pair of pants, a jacket if it's cold, and a hanky.
Yep.
Maybe a knife if you can check it.
I'm the same. I pack the night before.
Yeah.
Partially because I always put things off to the last minute, but I'm more efficient. I've tried to be the one that plans a week ahead, and I overpack. Like night before, it's like, I only need these things. That pressure, boom, get it done. I'm gonna ask one more follow-up question and put you on the spot because we're sitting next to Nick.
Sure.
What's one of your favorite pieces of Huckberry clothing that Nick has designed on your trips?
Not putting me on the spot. That is so easy. Nick and I share a love for like American heritage clothing, craftsmanship in that comes with that clothing, and the stuff that you've been designing and making with Huckberry has been incredible. But I live in Flint and Tinder 5-inch shorts. I live in them. I'm a shortsman and a shortsman. So that stuff, I know that's not directly from you, but I will say the down pieces that you did from Flint and Tinder, the vest and that shirt jacket.
Yeah.
That detail in the shoulder is beautiful.
That one turned out good. I'm glad
it's
you like
it.
it.
It's a really good one. Yeah, it's been looking real pretty over at Flint and Tinder lately.
What's been your favorite product that you've seen Josh rock?
For me, it was when we got to connect in El Paso at the denim factory.
So cool.
And some of the made in USA jeans that we did and that I was able to gift him.
And my salvage denim apron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is wearing in.
Oh, I can't wait.
Nicely.
You have to send me pictures.
Oh, yeah. Barbecue sauce and all.
That's how it should be.
One quick question. You're a host of a show and you're a former professional athlete.
Right.
What does your fitness and nutrition routines look like? In sort of general philosophies. I know when you're on the road.
When I'm on the road, I eat whatever's put in front of me happily. And that's always like a nice break from what I sort of have to eat in order to continue to do the things that I like to do. I was a professional athlete when I was like 16, 17, 18, 19 and got injured and then took some time off, but have always wanted to like be that still, right? And so that comes with diet and exercise as a 47-year-old. So it's protein. I just eat protein sort of endlessly. Everything's different for different people, and I don't want to tell you what you should or you shouldn't eat, but I eat whole foods and a little bit of veggie, but mostly fruit and meat proteins. And then I go to the gym a lot and I do yoga.
Yeah, you're big
many
yoga.
times a week. As Kelly Slater said, move it or lose it. And so I just don't stop moving.
It's good philosophy.
Yeah.
I like it.
If you're going on a long flight, what I have learned, it's sort of like the reverse of a hack is that a lot of times people will take meds to sleep on the plane, but that is the opposite of what you should do. And what I've found is that fasting on a plane and just staying super, super hydrated has been really good for me when I land in a place. That's my travel hack.
That's a good one. Similar for me on longer trips, especially when you're crossing time zones. One of the first things I do when I get off the plane and check into the hotel is go for a run. Like, especially if you have jet lag, like a great way to readjust to the time zone.
Totally.
And like, it just wakes you back up. It's a fun way to quickly explore the city. You get your lay of the land very quickly. So
that in itself is such a great travel hack. Running a spot, what you can see in like 3 miles is totally insane.
Totally.
Yeah, you get a really great lay of the land.
Yeah.
Big
run when you
ups
land.
to that. Yeah.
Only with clean feet and socks, but taking your shoes off on a long flight, especially if it's more than 10 hours.
Shoes,
Yeah, shoes off.
but not socks, right?
No, that's too far. Yeah, really
Let your
feet
expand.
Yeah. That was a big game changer for me. That little bit of extra comfort goes a long way.
Clean socks.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to smell your stinky feet on the plane
Yeah, no sand.
for 10 hours.
That is a good question. I have so many tattoos. Anything with a name. So I've got one that has my mom's name and my daughter's name and my dad's initials and things like that. I think those are the ones that mean the most. I got some weird ones that I wish would go away, but that's part of the deal.
Part of the story.
It's part of the story.
My favorite is my first one.
Epic.
My daughter, Zoe, when she was 3 years old, drew that for me. I think I've told the story before, but I'll say it again really quickly. One morning I woke up, doom scrolling on Instagram, reading emails. I was up early with her. She was off quiet in the corner playing, and I was just in my own head, getting all grumpy for the day.
Sure.
Should not have been on my phone. Should be paying attention to her.
Yeah.
My daughter comes over, holds up this piece of paper, and she says, "Daddy, happy face." I was like, if I ever get a tattoo, that's going to be the one. And a month later, Zoe's happy face.
So cool.
And then she drew me dandelions
I love this.
or sunflowers. I don't know sunflowers. So, Nick,
I'm not going to talk about my tattoos, but one that I hope it's real, this United Airlines tattoo. Is that real?
That's a good lead into the reveal if you want. So one of the sponsors for
yes,
for the episode. Wow, that is very specific. Rosen's Gap is a snowboard jump in the Stevens Pass backcountry that I hit for the first time. And for the first time it was hit, it was named after me years when I came back from New York. Someone's like, "Oh, Rosen's Gap." And they had named it because I had hit it
That's epic.
first. And I hit it really small. And now they build it into this monolith and men and women do all sorts of insane stuff on it. But the favorite trick would probably be the only one that I've ever landed successfully. Well, the first one I did many years ago, which was a backside 180, and then I do a backside 360 indie in Washed Up, which is a Sound Straight movie available on YouTube. If you get finished with all the dirts, then you should go watch Washed Up, and there you can see Rosen's Gap. Thanks for the question, Miles. That's
hell yeah,
good for the
that's a fun.
That's
That's
epic,
good
yeah.
for the old guy's heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. I can't answer that question. I've never stepped foot on a snowboard, so
The book I'm currently reading is called There. Real good read.
what's it about?
It is about Native Americans in and around San Francisco in the 70s. Some stories.
Cool.
I'm only a few chapters in.
I did. Shout out to John. I just started Lonesome Dove.
I've started that book several times and just, God.
He didn't tell me it was 900 until this video, so. I started.
We'll know what Ben's reading for the next 5 episodes of this Ask Huckberry.
My beautiful girlfriend Janelle, who is the reason I wash my face at all. I don't know. I don't know much about a skin routine until I have a person to help me out with it. And I have been using oils lately, like a plum oil of sorts.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's a really terrible answer.
Your skin looks great, so whatever you're doing, it's working. We've referenced it. We've gave a couple hints. Next DIRT. Where did you go? What are we launching in a couple weeks?
In a couple weeks, we will be launching the episode of DIRT where we went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Which was incredible, and you'll see on the episode. It's a place full of just beautiful human beings, and environmentally is one of the most gorgeous places I've ever been.
Yeah. And you did North and South Island.
We did the North and South Island, which lends itself to how insane our travel schedule is. But yeah, I'm really excited to share it with everybody because it's
pretty epic.
a good time.
It is our longest episode yet. So there's a lot of story there. So
Yeah.
you've been asking. Longer dirts. They're going to get it. It's awesome. Can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah.
And we got a fun slate ahead. That's all that we're going to give away today.
Yep.
But we got quite a few dirts coming in 2025. Got a few surprises. Yeah. So, very excited.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks for being here, Josh.
Well, thanks for having me.
Of course.
And let me
Welcome
do what
anytime.
we do. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
We're coming on an episode soon, just so you know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting for you. There's one spot in the back of the car.
That's
I
right.
hope you have a good taste in music.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Josh, thanks again. As always, you got additional questions for Josh, questions for us. You got recommendations for dirts you want to see? Drop them in the comments. Send us a DM. Make sure you're subscribed to the Huckberry YouTube, not only for this episode, but for when Dirt New Zealand does drop. So until next time, we will see you guys out there. Josh, we will see you in New Zealand soon. And a big 2025 ahead.
See you out there.
See you out there.